What? Huh? Oh. Alright. I'll tell him. This just in. Tiger Woods apologized about something. And I'm not wearing any pants. Alright, well, hey, it's, what the hell is it today, anyway? It's Friday, I know that. It's Friday, it's February 19th. And we have a bit of a fight coming up there, and it's coming up April the 3rd. Let me write that down. Anyway, on April the 3rd, we have this fight between David Haye and John Ruiz. I started doing the breakdown of this fight, and I did the David Haye breakdown of it, and it was great. You know, it was pretty smooth, went through fine. And then I started doing the John Ruiz portion, and well, I started this video 5 days ago, and I keep falling asleep, man. I start watching, and then I fall asleep. And then I wake up, and I turn the video on again, and I fall asleep. So I took some Red Bulls, and I fell asleep. I had a 5-hour power energy drink, and I fell asleep. But finally, I made it through. Had some electrodes to me. Had someone keep flipping the light switch as I started to doze off, and I made it through. And now I'm going to do the breakdown between David Haye, John Ruiz, April 3rd. First I'll break down the fighters, then I'll give my prediction for the fight. The first guy I'm going to break down is John Ruiz. He's a solid, good heavyweight, and from what I hear, he actually invented holding in clinches. He's lost to every top heavyweight he's ever fought. He lost to Valuev twice, which I almost made this video in like 5 seconds. I was like, are you kidding me? He lost to Shigaev. He had a draw with James Toney. He lost to Roy Jones Jr. Okay, he lost to an old Evander Holyfield. He got knocked out in the first round by Tua. You know, so any really good heavyweight he's ever fought, or some guy that tried to come up to the heavyweight division, he's lost to. And he beat Frieza Kendo. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But that's it. So he's a solid, good heavyweight. How? I don't know what he does to get all the title shots he does, but God bless him. You know, glad he can get them, but they're killing me. I get an extra gray hair right there every time he fights. I swear. He's a bit of a boxer. He does work the body. He's very open for the right hand because his hands are low. He has a solid jab. It's kind of a timing. He's more of a counter-puncher guy. His speed's not great. I think that's really going to hurt him badly in this Haye fight. He doesn't really like to fight on the outside. He doesn't really like to fight on the inside. He's in that middle ground, which is a very dangerous zone. He's the cure for insomnia. But his stamina is really good, so he can go all the way through the fight, even if you can't. Okay? Yeah, I'm done with him. Yeah. Sorry. Over to Haye. Now, some of you out there may think I don't like Haye. Some of you have seen a couple of my videos and come to that conclusion without me even saying it. He's not high on my list. I didn't like his mouth when he came out. Still, I'm not big on the trash talking. But he's one of the fastest heavyweights out there. I'm sure you can say Eddie Chambers, or you can go with the guy that Hayemaker just smacked around, Estrada. But I think he's on par with them. But I believe he has more power than they do. A lot more power than they do. A bit of a concern with his hand when he was fighting Valuev in the second round. I said it in the round by round. I thought he had damaged his hand, maybe broke it. Turns out, in fact, he did break his hand. It was, I keep saying, it was one of the two smaller boxer's break. It was a boxer's break, so we'll see how that affects him. It doesn't look like it affected him much because he was really banging the crap out of Valuev at the end of the fight. He whitewashed him. I'm amazed at the judging. Anyway, very good head movement. I really like the head movement that he used with Valuev. The coming under, still staying in close enough to get his shots off. I liked how he tightened up his D a little bit. Still pulls his right, still pulls his punches. He pulls back, then unleashes. But he's got the speed to get away with it, especially in the heavyweight division. He can take the heavyweight punch. He's not going to get hit too often, but he can take it. Very athletic. I really was impressed with him in his last fight. Still needs to tweak his shots. Like I said, he still pulls them. His footwork looked much improved. He can really move around the ring, get his angles, get his shots off. And that'll work very well against a more flat-footed fighter like Ruiz is. He's active. He's a very active fighter. He can throw a lot of punches, especially for a heavyweight. He can throw them out there, and he probably would have thrown more had he not broke his hand on Valuev's head. But then again, who isn't going to break their hand on Valuev's head? That's a big melon. It's bigger than mine. I got a big melon. He goes to the body. He works the body. He throws the hook. He's good with the 1-2s. He's going to be a force if he can tighten up that D just a little bit. He has. You could see it a little bit with the way he was moving around, the way Ward is showing you in the super middleweights. You're seeing the heavyweight version of that now with him. Not Chambers, not Estrada, not Chris Bird. Hey. Throws the good combos, and he sits down on his shots. He's got really good power. He's got 21 knockouts in his 23 wins. Stamina was fine. He looked stronger at the end of the fight. Going into this, and I broke Haye down before, and you'll see some of his techniques, and I point out a lot of bad on people when I break them down because it's easy to focus on the good. Prediction for this fight, I think Haye knocks out Ruiz. I don't see this going past 7 unless Haye breaks his hand. I just think Ruiz is going to be more tailor-made for Haye, and Haye is going to be too fast for him. Haye doesn't sit around, and he's not flat-footed like a James Toney. He's not slow like a Valuev, who Ruiz has already lost twice to. He hits harder than Valuev does. Just throwing these out there. And I don't see... I know Ruiz can make the distance. He's went the distance a million times. But he got knocked out by the one guy that actually truly had power, and that was Tua. And I see that again with Haye. I mean, Haye gets his first heavyweight knockout, and it's against John Ruiz. Okay? 7th round. It's my prediction. Still not a giant Haye fan, but I'm liking his style more and more the more I watch him. Alright? Being able to get that one off just a little. Well, hey, it's the Bigragu. And if you haven't seen my interview with Tommy Morrison, you really need to check that out. That was pretty cool. And if you want to click on those ads, yeah, that would be nice too. Anyway, it's the Bigragu. I'm out. As soon as I can find my out thingy. I'm out.